Every billable service that you do has to be validated. The validation is what sends it to billing and to payroll. Validation is just writing the progress note that goes along with it. So after you've checked in the clients, as we have here, we have the client who was checked in for the service that happened. This one was marked as a no-show, and this is a treatment plan that was checked in. We are going to go back to the main CAM, go into chart view, and click edit and bring up a client. Okay, here's one of our test clients, and we're going to go to the progress notes section of the file. This is where we validate all of the notes. You'll notice there's add, which is where we're going to validate a note. There's view, where you can just review progress notes that have been completed in the past on this client, or edit a progress note. Generally, this is done after feedback from a supervisor. And then there's informational notes section here, which is for non-billable services that we want to document, or non-billable contacts. So we're going to go to add progress note, and it brings your name into this box here. We hit enter, and it brings up what's called a to-do list. The to-do list is the notes that we still have to write. So this is for the services that were checked in, the individual therapy note for Kathy Test, and the treatment plan development here. You'll notice that the appointment that was marked as a no-show for Matt Test is not on this list, as we're not going to do a validating note for him. We would probably write an informational note to explain if he no-showed, if he late canceled, did he call, were you able to reschedule, to explain that. But that won't show up on your to-do list. So to write a progress note to validate this service, we double click on the service and it brings it up here. We mark present under attendance. Always mark present. It just means the service occurred. If you mark anything other than that, it will not send it to billing and it won't send it to payroll. All of this information is pulled from other areas of the EMR. We have the name, the demographics coming from the triage page. We have the start time and stop time and the date of service, as well as what service it was, that comes straight from the scheduler, which also means if you try to write a progress note that was not from your to-do list, it's not linked up to the scheduler, which means it won't go to billing or payroll. So you want to make sure that you choose a progress note from your to-do list. You'll also note here this says goals and treatment plan. This section automatically pulls forward all of your most recent treatment plan goals that you're working on with this client. This client has only had an in-depth assessment, so this goal is from the in-depth assessment. When her formal treatment plan is completed, by 30 days, it will update the goals as needed, and then whenever she has a treatment plan review or modification, it would also update those goals. And this allows simply to be able to indicate if you did or did not work on that goal in session. We use a traditional DAP note, data assessment plan, and there are a few elements that we want to make sure that we address in all of our therapy progress notes. One is that mental status was discussed. Another is any safety concerns. Were they discussed, even if there weren't any? And lastly, intervention from the therapist. You'll complete these sections and then indicate participation and progress in treatment for the client. And then you'll go to page 2 and put your cursor in the small box there, write the first letter of your first name, and hit tab, and it pops over your name, your credentials, and the date that you completed the note. If you did a family therapy note for that case, you would list the individuals here who also participated in that service and the relationship to the client. And of course, you would discuss that in the body of the note. And then you'd hit save. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel so it doesn't mess any billing stuff up. But I can go back to add progress note and hit enter, and this is for a treatment plan development, you also need to write a validating progress note. You've already completed the treatment plan on a different form. However, this note serves as billing and payroll. So you will notice here that it doesn't allow me to click on the attendance button. That means that for treatment plans and treatment plan reviews, we're not able to write the validating note until you've got the client's signature on the treatment plan. So it gives you a little note here that says, please have the client complete the comprehensive treatment plan. Once that happens, then all you need to do is come back here, um, add that service, and in the data section, this will be blank, and all you have to write is treatment plan completed for client, and then go to the second page and sign it and save it, and that validates your treatment plan development. When you validate an in-depth assessment or CFARS, that's all you have to write in the data section as well. You don't have to write a full note explaining what you did because you already did that in the other document. All you have to write is in-depth assessment completed or CFARS/FARS completed.